Hi everyone, I'm Michael, and this is Filling in the Blanks. And for today's episode, I'm going to do a solo gig here to speak about two factors in society, whether in the United States or abroad, worldwide, that have become very, very pertinent yet volatile topics of discussion. And unfortunately, due to this, we've had a lot of divisiveness and chaos and even anarchy in society because of strong and even extreme beliefs that are disconnecting us and not allowing us to see the commonalities we all actually have. And ironically, when it does come to something like religion, we are not going to be more like the God we seek to be more like if we're doing savage-like things in his name. That is just what I've come to realize. And unfortunately, that is very much a problem in our world today and in the United States. And with politics, which is kind of feeding that fuel even more so, of this fire of rage even amongst people with differences, it has done nothing other than create more ungodly-like behavior. And although I'm not a pastor or a rabbi or an imam or a Buddhist monk, what I know as a human being is that connectivity is essential. It is what keeps us unified enough to be better as people together and even for ourselves. When our children see this beast-like behavior all around them, what are they going to think? What are they going to do? They copy us. They mimic. They learn from us. We shape and we mold them whether we want to or not. And that is what matters most for the present and for the future. And although we cannot change the past, historically there has been a lot of bloodshed over these two topics. But now it sure seems like things are leading more to a civil war than ever before in the United States alone. And the differences that are being propelled and exacerbated in the media all around when we see these different violent kinds of temperaments by adults, men, women, behaving in such a manner, one can't help but think, why and how is this even close to godly or in his name going to be received by the God we seek to be more like? To be watching this outside and thinking, you know what, this seems more like Jerry Springer than the main street that I'm used to in my local little area here. That's not a good feeling, and it's sickening. And hatred is very contagious. So as we start to see this, we start to feel this, we start to exhibit this, whether consciously, subconsciously, we can't help but exude the energy that we take in. And that's something I've come to learn. And although we all have our biases, we all have a right to. That is what's supposed to make us the United States. And that is what we were always promised and told from the history books to the beginnings of the forefathers, with lots of mistakes that were made along the way. Here we are in the present, and we are repeating more hatred and volatility than anything that unites us. That is a fact, unfortunately, a very unfortunate reality that I can't help but address today. And what I want to make clear is it's easier said than done, obviously. But the openness and the willingness to try to see the commonalities that we have with one another, regardless of one's religious beliefs or political affiliation, that is what is most important in order for us to have a chance to even have any peace and normalcy around here. And I'm here to try to make that message be conveyed in a very open and even neutral way, because offending others has become way too easy to do. And way too normal for people to even want to. So I want to just do my very best to make it clear that regardless of the political affiliation or the religious affiliation that you have, and I come from a very diverse family, I'm very much the melting pot genetically, I can't help but try to see where we have the same beliefs or different beliefs, but we still have respect for one another. That we try our best to tie those differences together, examine it, and really see if we can finagle it to where there's got to be at least the thread of that fabric that still is a commonality. And although that's very poetic and sounding all nice, it's true. We really have to do better. We have to do better because, again, it is the youth that is seeing us behave in savage, beast-like manners. And what are they going to become? Just because things are a mess for us now doesn't mean it should be even messier for the ones that we're cultivating and raising and helping to blossom right now. That is the definition of what life should not be. And I'm here to really say we should appreciate life when it's a very hard one to live with and not make it even more difficult and convoluted by following what social media is perpetuating. So we just simply hate one another because in the end, all we've got is each other. You might have yourself in the end, but it's most important to find love and commonality and balance before we go. And that's my message for today. And I hope that you all subscribe if you like the conversation. Click the link, and I hope to see you back again. Again, my name is Michael, and this is Filling in the Blanks. Ta-ta.